gems, how you doing? This is Fee, Diamond in the Rough. How's your day going today? As the title says, Toffee Tuesday, Sophie and Toffee. This is where I've created the Cinderella carriage from the Sophie and Toffee, a Disney box. So, before I get started, comments below. How much do you love this? Or what you're about to see anyway. If you are interested in the Cinderella box, it is available from Sophie and Toffee. If you're interested in the subscription box, Sophie and Toffee do a subscription box. Links down below. You get $3 off your first box, but for every 3 boxes purchased, I get a free box so that then I can bring them to you and share them with everybody. So the Cinderella box had quite a few things in here. You had your UV resin for silicone modes, your LED resin, 2-part epoxy resin which was a 1-to-1, and a food grade shaker oil. You also got the carriage mold, so I made the carriage, so that's for you to check out. It had pigments, glitters and findings, so that's the carriage. We'll see how mine turned out in comparison. You have Cinderella doll and dresses, which I did complete, so you'll see that one. I didn't use this one as yet. And there's an example of what you can make. Okay, and then a couple of extra bits and pieces in there, the bezels and some metal embellishments. I haven't used any of those yet. Didn't use the clay slices, but I did use the resin film on the design. So I'll take you through the end result first. I just saw that picture of the carriage, and all of those, they have the carriage with the wheels that way. Okay. I got Cinderella carriage with the wheels going the other way, and it does stand. But here we go, Cinderella's pumpkin carriage. You'll see this get made. It was I fidgeted and fiddled with getting the side bits in, but we'll open this up. So it is held by magnets. You do have Cinderella there. You can see little magnets that actually does hold together. And then we turn it over to this side, which is just Cinderella. Just her, no, I shouldn't say just, but it's her carriage. And there we've got Princess and Dreams Do Come True. And yes, oh gosh, you can't see it with the lights, but hang on, let's see if I can shake this. It is a shaker. So I did turn this little one into a shaker with great success. Okay, so you'll see that getting made. It'll be all voiceover because I did a lot of swearing while doing this one. No, not really. And I did do the Cinderella, but what I did is I did her dress and her ball gown, and I just glued them together. I didn't want to really use a magnet, so there we go. There she is. So without much further ado, I will go through and talk you through the process of creating these 2 little beauties. There will be one exception. The actual carriage itself, this part here, I poured that completely separately. So anyway, so that's the one bit you didn't get on film. And I will say that this bit here, what was used in the resin was actually from the November Elves box. Where you do the ice, make the ice castle, which I'll try and remember, put the link up there. Anyway, enjoy the footage, and I'll talk you through the steps. I start the process with using the pigments and glitters, just with a paintbrush, brushing it in. Use the yellow, the pale pink, and then I actually went and got the tints from the Villains box, because I also use colours from the Villains box throughout this piece. I've added glitter, and into the resin. So I've used the UV resin here and just poured it in and set it, and it goes off a few times. I do like to let my resin set for quite a long period of time. Okay, so I've pulled those out. What I've had to do is just trim up the edges and clean her up a little bit. You see, dress comes down without much on the edge. Cleaned up her gloves. You can just see it comes back looking like a hand. And the headpiece. And then if you watch her body come back, there you go. Cleaned up, and I just glued it all together using UV glue. And then what I did do is, I'm not very happy with was the face. I tried to put some eyes and a mouth on her, and it just ended up not looking right, but I had to give her something. And then I just used a clear UV resin over top and got it to set. So that was her, all done. Next one I did was the carriage, and I actually had to do the wheels and the side pieces that clamp the wheels on. Okay, so just created the two, just putting glitter in UV resin. I'll tell you what, I had a lot of fiddling around, but there we go. Really making sure it was set. Okay, so now what I'm doing, I tried to use the yellow, wipe that off, and I went and got the Shearing Gold, which I got from a previous Elves box. And then tried to get it to set. Yeah. Anyway, did the orange. I had a different couple of different oranges from the Villains box, which I used. I did the yellow as the lights, the green for the vines, and then I just used various pigments, the blues for Cinderella's carriage. Okay. Then I used 2-part epoxy, 1:1 ratio. And you'll see here that I actually didn't measure up how much I needed. So then I had to do another lot, and then another lot, and then another lot. I think I did three or 4 times I had to mix it. Using the gas flame to pop the bubbles and also to poke it around. So those I let sit overnight and demolded them. And now it's just putting UV resin over top to give it a bit of a glisten. I've placed on the 2 characters for one of the decals and just set that. And I've just brushed on a clear coat, UV resin clear coat on top. And get it to set and get it to set and clean up. Okay, then the process. Now this is where I had lots of fun swearing. But okay, so put the Disney Princess on, and then I put the wheels on, and you'll see I put them on, and then I've gone, oh, I had to pull them apart. Make sure when you do these they're straight. I did extra little arms there just to make it a little bit easier, and then you watch me with the shaker box. The shaker film gave me a hard time because there was 2 different sizes. I thought they were both the same size, and then I discovered they weren't. But UV resin and then domed it to cover that one side. Turn that over, and this is where I discover that I've gone, whoops, wrong one. So I've wiped it off, and I've had to cut again and muck around to get it to sit properly, because this side actually sits inside. And then I went to put it on, and I remembered later to put the glitter in. Drilled a hole in, and I've just used the shaker oil to fill it up. put the decals on and just UV resin on top and get it to set. Trying to make my mind up over what decals I was going to put in there and how they were going to sit. And that's just cutting them out, putting them on, putting UV resin on them and getting them to set. And then just putting a layer of another UV resin and cover it to make it all pretty and shiny and sealed up. Okay, and then I struggled with putting the side pieces in, and I am so sorry if I lose vision of this for you. Yeah, it wasn't good. It was so hard to do, and I had a couple of meltdowns in the process. But you'll see it took me quite a while to get the orange ones. You can see where I'm battling with it. And then I'm getting it to set. And really making sure it's set. Okay, and then I go struggle putting the blue one on. The struggle is real. You see, I'd actually knocked the orange one off, so I had to redo it all again, try and get those to join. Maybe I should have watched somebody else's YouTube clip on how to do that bit. Oh well. But the end result was pretty cool. I used UV resin for putting the magnets on, and used the bezel tape, which is just a very thin piece of tape. And one side's sticky, one side's not, so you can peel it off easy once all the UV resin has set. What did you think of that? I actually love the way that's come out. Now, obviously I filmed that in video time was a bit too quick, but I will show you the molds so you get a close-up of the molds. The initial piece that you didn't see me pour, you'll see that's the main body of the carriage, and the reason why I struggled with the other side is you can see there's actually, this actually makes it a bit different on the one side. The carriage itself, the doors, if we have a look at those, you do have your bits where they join. There was these two pieces that click around onto those little levers. Oops, that's not cleaned out properly. So you have one which was pumpkin, one which was the Cinderella. And then you had these pieces. So this was the base. You had the wheels, and then you had your little doovalaki doohickeys that joined up somehow this way. Yeah, so that was the carriage mold, and just a close-up of the Cinderella mold. So that's just what it looked like close up. You have your headbands, and yeah. So hopefully you liked what you saw. The video actually makes it really quick process. It will turn upside down so you can see how. I love it. I reckon it's cute, really cute. And I did deliberately put her head there so it looked like she was sitting in the carriage when you open the door. You get a better effect with the shaker charms in that. So yeah, thumbs up, thumbs down, give me a comment, leave me a comment. If you're new to my channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button and help me out with the numbers. What else can I say? But I love working on these boxes. The next box, as per here, is the Zoom Zooms. And I think I'm saying it correctly, I don't know. So looking forward to that one, and that will be, you can sign up for it anywhere from September till November 2020 to receive that box. Okay, I think that's about it. I will say, James, thank you for watching, and bye for now.